It ends with me. The pain that follows my friend and I will end when I die in her place. And at that moment, at last, happiness will come for at least one of us. However, before I die, allow me to tell you how it all began. Many a day and night did Angela dream of being free of the group her family wasn't free of themselves, and being part of her family made her part of their bad unions as well. This all unraveled that night when she seemed to be furthest from her thoughts. But how could I blame her? To be in such sorrow of her situation. They had all been called to the Oceanside Park to sell their unneeded belongings for money. Cash they would need to help them survive after the boat trip late that afternoon. She was exasperated as she watched her family completely embracing the practice of selling and cashing in, watching them laughing and conversing with the players, becoming players of the game themselves. She took her few white cloths that day, allowing others to view them as she wore them over her shoulders. She refused to openly sell, believing it would be the same as playing the game, and agreeing to where it would lead her that night. She eventually sold the cloths. Then, waiting, half dreaming, she was eventually found by her brother. She joined the others and hid her secret joy as she heard it said that the journey would be postponed until tomorrow for everyone. Her restless soul kept the elation deep inside as she went along the route back home. And at home, knowing she had one more day before she had to leave. The setback in reaching their destination must have helped her endure that night. She thanked our Creator for the delay. And now, where has it led her? But exactly where her family, my family, and the many others wanted to be. But yet, she, who had never wanted to take the trip, is there now, completely alone. Hopefully her family, and all those who died, will watch over her. Hopefully, someday she will reconcile with her conscience the idea that if she had taken the trip one day earlier, like her family wanted to, if she had accepted where they were going and why, and if she had sold the cloths faster, it could have been all of them standing there, possibly with or without my friend. My best friend probably wonders now if she could have learned to like invoking things at graves with those she hated, or being in a family she loved that constantly traveled in waters she despised in order to spread their religious message. I know she couldn't have. But there were those who didn't care to know this. For those who believed she was the only survivor, tried to find her and bring her back to the Sanction. But the Sanction never did find her. She never got the chance to turn her back to their evil coven. But it ends up here. With them is where I, Angela, am. Sure, I'm not really Angela, but he doesn't know that. And after he disposes of my body, they will all believe Angela is dead too, along with the rest of her family. Luckily, Angela won't need to visit another grave, because Angela already believed I was dead, and telling her would not only reveal her location, but would alert the coven we hated that there was more than one survivor of the Sanction's carefully orchestrated plot against its own. No one knows that there were two who didn't die with the countless others in those doomed rafts. No one except you and I. We know that it will only now be true. And besides, alone in this world now, I've got nothing left to lose.